Good afternoon, everyone. Let me begin by introducing the name of our research, Safety, Climate, and Positive Workplace Behavior in Automobile Manufacturing Plants. My name is Asiya Kurmanbekova, and this is our team members, Daniel Timuraliyev, Sultan Mahmoudinadinov, Alisher Adilsiyitov, and Jean Tolendin. We focus particularly on two major players like Hyundai Trans Kazakhstan in Almaty and Sararka Автопром LP in Kostanay. These both companies operate under Astana Motors and together represent over 70% of the country's total vehicle production. These factories are structured with functional hierarchies that include departments such as production, quality control, occupational health, safety, and HR. What makes this industry interesting for our study is its cultural environment, a blend of Korean management practices with post-Soviet Union influences. While production is modernizing rapidly, the safety culture is still evolving. Finally, this is our research question. How does safety climate influence positive workplace behavior in Kazakhstani automobile manufacturing plants? As we may know that in Kazakhstan's growing industrial sector, workplace accidents remain frequent despite basic safety laws. It means that regulatory enforcement is inconsistent, and employees often avoid hazard reporting due to hierarchy or fear of some consequences. To explore this, we broke it down into three sub-questions. Here you may see all questions. The first one is how internal safety climate affects safety behavior. The second one, why automobile plants in Kazakhstan are a critical test bed for this issue. And the last one, how cultural and organizational dynamics influence these safety outcomes. So these questions not only help us better understand the theoretical side of organizational behavior, but also offer some tangible recommendations for local factors, aiming to reduce some accidents and improve workplace conditions. The main objective of our study is to explore how internal drivers like management commitment, communication, and training influence employees' safety behavior. We used a structured questionnaire to evaluate how these factors affect positive behavior, such as safety compliance, incident reporting, and participation in safety initiatives. Our study also aims to compare employee responses between different types of factors, like particularly those with local versus foreign management structures, and to assess how production pressure and cultural expectation may moderate behavior. The significance of the study lies in its practical value because managers in Kazakhstan and other developing markets can benefit from insight on how to become straight through the safety culture internally, especially when external enforcement is lacking.
Thank you for providing me this speech. Our research follows a quantitative approach because we aim to measure relationships between organizational safety factors and workplace behavior in a structured and objective manner. Quantitative methodology enables hypothesis testing and ensures that our results can be generalized across the automotive sector in Kazakhstan. We specifically chose this approach to build upon established models like Zohar Safety Climate Scale and Clark's framework, linking climate to behavior. This approach is especially relevant in Kazakhstan's industrial setting, where formal safety systems are developing, and there's a strong need for data-driven insight to support leadership decisions. Next slide, please. We targeted a sample of 100 participants, and our pilot results are based on 15 responses from employees across multiple automobile manufacturing plants in Kazakhstan. Participants included line workers, engineers, safety supervisors, and middle managers with ages ranging from 20 to 60. Data was collected using a structured questionnaire, offered both online and in paper format to maximize accessibility, especially for employees with limited digital access. Importantly, our research team completed the TRREE ethics training, which ensured we followed best practice in participants' consent and anonymity, voluntary participation, and secure data handling. This training strengthened our confidence in conducting ethical field research and helped us develop culturally appropriate non-leading survey items. We also pilot tested the questionnaire to ensure the wording translated meaningfully from English into local work environments, reducing misunderstanding and increasing the reliability of participants' responses. Next slide, please. To analyze the collected data, we use descriptive statistics to summarize general trends and Pearson's correlation to examine the strength of relationships between key variables such as management, support, and safety compliance. We also plan to apply Cronbach's alpha for reliability testing and regression analysis to identify predictors of positive workplace behavior. In future stages, ANOVA and t-tests will allow us to compare subgroups such as differences between foreign-owned and local plants, or between frontline staff and middle management. All analytical steps were conducted using Microsoft Excel, which offered both accessibility and transparency. While this tool is simple, it was sufficient for our pilot phase and helped us maintain full control over the data handling and formatting during early analysis. Sultan?
Thank you, Daniel. Now, before we dive deeper into the study, I will tell you the numbers and interpretations of them to you. And if you are left with the questions, feel free to reach out to any of the team members or observe them in our final report and Excel sheets. The study used a 5-point Likert scale questionnaire from strongly disagree to strongly agree to gather data from over 100 factory employees to extract latent structures from the survey data and ensure reliability. Several analytical methods were employed. These methods were inspired by Clark 2006, who identified organizational safety climate as a key determinant of safety outcomes. This study aimed to explore how safety climate, work environment, and communication influence two key safety outcomes, which is unsafe behaviors at work and involvement in workplace accidents. First of all, the Likert scale data needed to be transformed into numeric data so that mathematical formulas for data analysis could have been applied. Due to the extended cluster number in our questionnaire, principal component analysis, which stands for PCA, was applied to reduce dimensionality and reveal clusters of related survey items, because PCA is perfect for grouping our Likert questions into meaningful factors. The extracted components aligned well with Clark's framework. The main clusters that our research will further focus on are management concerns for safety, second is workers' response to safety, and finally, conflict between production and safety. Here in the presentation, the top right table, you can see Cronbach's analysis. A value above 70 is generally considered acceptable according to Nunnally and Bernstein 94, while values above 0.9 indicate excellent reliability. Here, as you can see, safety climate is 0.92, unsafe behavior is 0.62, and accident history is 0.71. These high scores confirm that the items within each scale consistently measures their intended concepts. For example, strong agreement among responses to management-related items suggests that employees share a coherent view of their leadership's safety stance. The next table is about regression. The regression analysis revealed that safety climate had a strong negative effect on unsafe behavior with the negative 0.28 coefficient, indicating that as perceptions of safety climate improve, the frequency of unsafe behavior significantly decreases. This suggests that when employees believe management is committed to safety by listening to concerns, enforcing protocols, and prioritizing well-being over productivity, they are less likely to engage in risky practices at work. On the other hand, work environment emerged as a positive predictor of unsafe behavior with a positive 0.31 coefficient, meaning that more stressful and poorly managed work environments are associated with a higher likelihood of unsafe actions. Factors such as tight deadlines, high workload, and, for example, lack of resources may pressure employees to cut corners and increase safety risks. Moving on to the next slide. Here you can see the regression coefficients for unsafe behavior and accident involvement. The top right bar clearly shows that job communication with a coefficient of negative 0.05 had only a minimal effect, implying that while communication exists within the organization, it may not be perceived as impactful or motivating enough to influence behavior significantly. On the other hand, the analysis of predictors for accident involvement, which is the bottom bar, showed that the work environment was a significantly positive predictor with a 0.25 coefficient. This indicates that the workplace stressors increase, such as high demands, insufficient staffing, or pressure to meet deadlines, for example. The likelihood of accidents also rises. In other words, environmental conditions play a crucial role in contributing to workplace incidents, regardless of employees' attitudes or intentions, for example. Safety climate was statistically significant predictor as well, with the coefficient of 3.14. But the positive direction was unexpected by our team. This may reflect increased reporting or reverse casualty. This suggests that although employees may perceive their organization as safety-oriented, these perceptions alone do not meaningfully reduce the actual occurrence of accidents. The findings of ours highlight the need to address structural and operational issues in addition to cultivating positive safety attitudes. Here in the next slide, yes, here in the next slide, you see a correlation table heat map. The correlation analysis reveals strong internal relationships between multiple safety-related items, particularly among those that fall within the same conceptual clusters. Items related to management concerns for safety, for example, management listens to employee concerns, are highly intercorrelated with coefficients often above 75%, suggesting strong coherence in how employees perceive leadership's safety commitment. Similarly, items reflecting team-based safety behavior and awareness, for example, my coworkers take safety seriously, also demonstrate high mutual correlation with many values in a group exceeding 80%. This indicates a shared safety culture built on mutual responsibility and proactive engagement. Conversely, items under the self-regulation and rule compliance clusters, for example, I take extra care to avoid shortcuts, display strong negative correlations with the previous two clusters. For instance, several values range between -60 and -80%, particularly when these self-regulatory items are compared against perceived management commitment or team collaboration. This suggests that employees who internalize safety as an individual discipline may perceive management and team dynamics differently, or that gaps exist between what is promoted organizationally and what is practiced individually. Altogether, the correlation matrix supports the factor structure observed in our PCA. The data clearly forms three distinct yet interconnected dimensions of safety climate. Those are leadership-driven safety, peer support safety, and individual compliance. This pattern aligns with Clark's framework, which emphasizes the interplay between structural, interpersonal, and personal determinants of safety outcomes. The next slide, the next bar is about regression as well. The regression analysis of predictors influencing the outcome variable reveals that individual, team-based, and organizational behaviors each contribute differently to the model. The strongest positive predictor was the item, I follow all the safety procedures even when unsupervised, indicating that employees who maintain strict compliance with safety procedures, regardless of oversight, are more likely to contribute to a safer workplace. This was closely followed by items reflecting collaborative safety culture, such as there is a strong sense of teamwork when it comes to safety, and I feel empowered to stop work if I believe something is unsafe, suggesting that empowerment and peer accountability are essential in shaping safe practices. Regarding the next statement, which is the very bottom one in the graph, suggests that I know exactly what to do if there is an accident or emergency at work. Our research faced something that at a glance may seem like contradictory because this item may seem to be higher on the list. However, our team came to the conclusion that there are layers of communication. In simple words, plant employees tend to listen to their plant coworkers rather than office managers. and they follow safety protocols more intuitively, internally, rather than safety procedures being written on a paper. Jean, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Okay, and now let me begin by explaining what our research found. In Kazakhstan, workers' behavior and pressures to meet production goals are strong reasons why safety problems happen. And that's different from studies in the UK, like Clark's in 2006 research, where poor communication and high work pressure were the main reasons. And here we found that communication at work is even more important, probably because external safety inspections are weaker. So companies need to build their own strong safety culture. It's not just a nice extra, it's essential. We also saw that workers don't always follow rules just because they exist. Leaders need to make safety something people really believe in, not just something on paper. If safety programs are too top-down, they'll fail unless they're updated to the local culture. And now about recommendations. So, what should companies actually do? At first, talk about safety more often, have weekly meetings, and post updates on safety boards around the workspace. Second one, get teams involved, use peer checks where workers look out for each other and appoint safety champions in each unit to lead by example. And third one, I share.
And third one, provide targeted leadership training for supervisors. These leaders have direct influence over daily operations and can play a crucial role in shaping safety attitudes informally. How can this be implemented? Introduce weekly safety talks, then measure their impact through follow-up surveys, provide short actionable training sessions for mid-level leaders. Challenges may include initial resistance from staff or time constraints in production-focused environments. But by starting with small wins, the company can gradually build a more engaged safety culture. Second slide, please. To build on our findings, here are additional targeted recommendations. First, visual feedback systems. Use safety dashboards or public safety scorecards in shared spaces to track incidents, near misses, and team improvements. Visualizing progress can foster ownership and healthy competition between teams. Safety peer mentors. Select experienced workers to mentor new hires on safety practices. This builds a peer-based culture and reduces reliance on formal supervision. And the third one, storytelling and case learning. Share short real stories of both accidents and successes during meetings to harmonize safety topics and make them relatable. These changes are low cost but require behavioral modeling from leadership. Peer mentors need training and recognition to be effective. Visual tools should be simple and regularly updated to remain impactful. Second slide. In conclusion, we want to say, today we presented our study on how the safety climate influences workplace behavior in Kazakhstan's automotive sector. Our research showed that the strong safety climate positively affects employee actions and attitudes towards workplace safety. Based on our findings, we recommend empowering employees to take ownership of safety practices, encouraging a sense of personal responsibility, investing in leadership development programs, especially for supervisors, to build a culture of safety from the top down. For future research, we suggest exploring the role of peer influence and teamwork, particularly in high-pressure environments, to identify additional factors that support a strong safety climate. Thank you all for your attention.